Won't it be Ryan the Great? And today, Mamma Mia. It's actually my first video with my new hair. I hope everybody likes it. But moving on, we have a lot going on. I know I'm a few days late on this video. This came out a few days ago, but I could have titled this video "Why Jim Irsay is the Biggest Idiot in the NFL." I put out a video like that for Jalen Carter once, and it actually did pretty well in my views. But we're not going to do that to him, even though we could be. We won't do it to him. We're going to be talking about the Jonathan Taylor trade request, how this all went down, where I think he could go next if the Colts do decide to trade him, and how Jim Irsay is involved in all this. So I'm going to give you guys all the facts and all the opinions that I have. So we're going to get right into it. But before we get right into it, guys, make sure you guys subscribe with your post notifications on. Go subscribe to my brother Liam the Great Vlogs. Make sure you guys go subscribe to my second channel at Ryan the Cod Great. Make sure you guys go follow me on X. Goodness gracious, guys, I cannot tell you how much I hate that. It sounds like a site that we are not allowed to talk about on YouTube, and I'm not going to go any more into that unless I get banned, or until I get banned, or if will let me get banned. I don't know. So make sure you guys go follow me on X at Ryan the Great RTG. Make sure you guys go follow me on TikTok at Ryan the Great RTG. We're actually at 89 followers right now. Let's get to that big 100, baby. Make sure you guys go follow me on there. Make sure you guys go follow me on Twitch at Ryan the Great Podcast. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into the video and let's roll that intro. Won't it be Ryan the Great? And today, oh hell yeah! Well, it's not that hard to understand if you know anything about football. Touchdown! A touchdown! Philly! And the Phillies walk it off! Alright, now let's get right into the video. So, starting off, as we do know, Jim Irsay, he was not really interested in talking about the running backs and their protests about all that, they're not getting paid, this, that, and the other. If you guys want to go check out my opinion on that, you guys can go check out my video about Saquon Barkley signing a new contract. I have all the opinions there about what I think about this running back situation. So make sure you guys go check that out as soon as this video is done. But moving on, he doesn't seem too interested in renegotiating contracts, and this is a big problem for Jim Irsay because he has one of the best, if not the best, running back when healthy in Jonathan Taylor. Jonathan Taylor, just a few years ago, was an MVP candidate. He had over 1,800 yards rushing, and now Jim Irsay is coming out and saying, if I can pull up the exact quote, "We have negotiated a new CBA that took years of effort and hard work and compromise in good faith by both sides." He put this on Twitter. I'm not sure if that tweet's still up, but I just found this article about it. To say that a Pacific player category wants another negotiation after the fact is inappropriate. Some agents are selling bad faith. Okay, Jim Irsay, you say that. I could understand if a person like someone who doesn't have a running back situation, like the Los Angeles Rams, or I don't know, the Philadelphia Eagles, or the Washington Commanders. I mean, they don't need any more bad PR. But anyway, if a team like that who doesn't have a running back problem puts something out like that, not a running back problem, but didn't have a star running back on their team, I could completely understand that. I could get behind that. Well, I couldn't get behind it, really, because I do think running backs should get paid. But they wouldn't get any backlash from that possibly from that star running back, which is what Jonathan Taylor is doing right now. So Jonathan Taylor has formally requested a trade. It actually he actually requested it a few days before we even knew he requested it. Apparently they had a meeting on Jim Irsay's bus. Apparently he said it went well. Apparently it didn't go so well if he was asking for a trade. Now obviously he's not going to say that outright. He's going to let the media say that. But there's a lie right there. So there's going to be a lot of lying involved, it seems like, from Jim Irsay in this trade request war. So now the Colts are not willing to trade Jonathan Taylor. Jim Irsay has already stated that he is not going to trade Jonathan Taylor. And he did say that his comments were not aimed at Jonathan Taylor. Obviously, I think he is. That could be true. It could not be true. But the fact that you have a star running back on your team and he has not been paid yet, like a Christian McCaffrey And guys like that, it is really, 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 really fishy that he did put that out at the time that he did do it. So yeah, he says he's not going to trade Jonathan Taylor. In one of these quotes, he says, "We love Jonathan. We need Jonathan. Our hope is Jonathan has an outstanding year and that we have a good year as a team, and then we get his contract done." Now, Jonathan Taylor, not so, not really behind this, as he has formally requested a trade, as I just mentioned. But now the Colts are placing Jonathan Taylor on the physically unable something list. I'm not entirely sure. Physically unable to perform list. I think that's what it's called. So now where do we go from here? As I've just given you guys all the facts, now that, we're in full circle, I can give some opinions now. So, what do I think should happen? I think the Colts should look into it. They're in a rebuilding phase. Obviously, they want Jonathan Taylor to be there for the rebuild. Now, Jonathan Taylor wanting to get out of Indianapolis, I am fully behind, because as we have seen, and what we have talked about, running backs have a very short window, and they don't have that many years on their career. So why would he want to be a part of a rebuild if you're one of the best running backs in the NFL? I completely understand it. And then also your owner coming out and saying that, talking down about running, not really talking down, but talking about what their opinion is. So I don't think that this relationship is going to be very much repaired. I think that the Colts will eventually give in. Now, my thing is that if they do give in, how much are teams willing to give up for Jonathan Taylor? Now, no team's going to be willing to give up a quarterback capital, which is multiple draft picks, maybe players. The best I could see here is one first-round pick and maybe a role player. I can't really see much else. At the least, they would get 2 second-round picks and maybe later-round picks for Jonathan Taylor. I could see that, maybe high second-round picks, but for right now, I can't really see teams giving up 2 to 3 first-round picks for a running back. As what the biggest problem is that running backs have, or in the argument of the owners and general managers who are not paying the running backs, they don't have that much on their career, so why would you want to give up so much draft capital for someone who does not have so much on their career? It is a very bad situation, but for now, it looks like Jonathan Taylor will not be playing the season if he is on the physically unable to perform list. So that might be a problem, because once again, that could lower his stock, or whatever you want to call it, trade value. So now Jonathan Taylor's in a pretty bad situation here. Now he's not going to lose a full year's of salary because he's not holding out. They put him on this list, and they might keep him on there until he either agrees to come back or they can just trade him somewhere. So we will have to see. At the end of the day, I think Irsay's comments were stupid. But honestly, that's not too surprising in my opinion. Jim Irsay doesn't really say too many smart things. Now, that's no disrespect to the man, but some things that he has said publicly are not the greatest things in the world, and that is just another one of them there. Jonathan Taylor, could I understand why he wants to be traded? Yes, he has all the reasons to want to be traded. Is he stuck with the Colts? Probably. But we'll see what happens there. But that'll do it for this video, guys. Make sure you guys subscribe with the post notifications on. Go subscribe to my brother Leland the Great blogs. Make sure you guys go subscribe to my second channel at Ryan the Cod Great. Make sure you guys go follow me on X at Ryan the Great RTG. I almost said Twitter. Make sure you guys go follow me on TikTok at Ryan the Great RTG. And make sure you guys go follow me on Twitch at Ryan the Great Podcast. And as always, Ryan the Great out. Peace.